Today is December 10th, 2020. I'm going to do a quick Hobbit Garden review, but more about expanding. If you want to expand your garden, this is a great time of the year to do it. And I'm expanding my garden. I'm expanding my garden just a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. As you can see, I'm lining up. I'm going to make this a straight line across instead of a little jag. And what I've done is I put down paper sacks and cardboard boxes, and you want to put down, cardboard with no laminated front to it, or just plain paper if you got it, or newspapers. But I've just expanded this about 2 feet, and now I have my chipper going. I've been chipping for a neighbor, and this is one garbage can full, and then you can see the next one that I'm doing there. My brother's been helping me chip it, so I'm finally getting this project. So this is kind of what it looks like now. I've just expanded that out. You can see the garlic I've planted, and now I've removed out the boundary a couple of feet. Now you can see out here, last year I built this one, and you can see it could use a lot of wood chips and mulch, and I'll probably expand this out too. And then over at my mailbox, if I have enough mulch, I will put a boundary, a 4x4 boundary around this area and mulch that, 3 or 4 inches deep right through there around the mailbox. Now I still have, this is the garlic that I have not transplanted yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh boy. So that's up to, 60, 100. Anyway, maybe 80 garlics at least. Something like that, in that range. 50 to 80 that I need to transplant and spread out. But I have finished on that side. You can see the garlic I transplanted. I dug all that up, and then I put other in its place, at least most of it. So this is how things are looking. I put a border of garlic, and I just wanted you guys to know this is the great time of year to expand your garden. What happens is you put the cardboard down, and the grass that's underneath will die over the winter. And then when you, in the summer or in the spring, when you plant, you just poke through. If you have plants that you can plant through it, you poke through it and into the dirt below. So that's how you expand your garden, in case you're wondering. At least that's an easy way of doing it. That way you don't necessarily till it, and the grass becomes a fertilizer for next year. I still have the leaves. Now it might have been nice to put down leaf mulch before I put in the wood chips, but I'm going to let that mulch over the winter. So we'll see what happens. I hope it mulches somewhat for me. So I'm still trying to build my soil. Any organics from the kitchen, I've got a little pit that I've dug. You can see the tomatoes and banana peels, and there's some eggshells. And then when I get this a little bit fuller, I just fill it in, cover it up, and that'll mulch over the winter. So the garlic, you can see where I've been digging all that up, right in there. And I transplant, you see the wood chips. Well, now the garlic, it looks like it's, stunned, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll come back. Garlic's a tough plant. And this is another thing that I transplanted in here. You can see I haven't put wood chips on it yet, but I have put in a lot of garlic. And I dug all this garlic out except those few. So I'm going to leave those in place. Okay, it's kind of a mess. Well, it's getting better. So this is what the greenhouse looks like. Let me show you real quick. Now I've been working in here a lot. I've been washing daily. I wash a bit. I've had so much stuff that needs to be cleaned. So you can see those have been washed and stacked, and the mess is coming down slowly. Some of that has been washed underneath there. So I'm starting to get a handle, and I brought in my mints to overwinter. I hope they make it through the winter in here. It does get cold, but not as cold as outside. Now it gets real hot during the day though. This inside here will get, 100 degrees, 120 actually. If I see that window I have closed, open. If I close it and shut this door, it'll be 120 in here today. Right now, as you can see, it's 80 degrees, 83. So normally I like to get it a little bit warm in here to gain some heat. The air heats up real rapidly, but the everything else in here takes a little time. The water and the soil in the pots. So I like to get it, around 100 in here during the day, or at least 90. I still have not harvested my lavender. I need to come and harvest that. So there's always other projects, and I've got a whole bunch of wood chips that I'm chipping. Now I've been collecting my leaves right here. I've been adding water to the top of it, any water that I've collected from my roof and stuff. So I've tried to dampen the leaves. They don't look very damp right now, but I've added gallons and gallons, and I'll let this overwinter, and then in the spring I will take that leaf mulch and spread it out over my garden. If nothing else, I'll put it to keep down the weeds, but it's also a good fertilizer. It's nicer if it's 2 years old, but this will just be, one winter leaf mulch, but I'll still use it. Now, this is where I had been putting down grass clippings a couple of years ago, so I had a pile of grass clippings in here. Now I'm coming back through and digging it, and I have a screen that I take it through, and I'm using this for potting soil. But look, it looks very nice. So this area I'll clean off, and this is where I'm building my potting soil. Normally I would try and fill this in with leaves, but I'm using my leaves mostly over here right now. Remember, I expanded my garden. I wanted to show you this. So I brought some more wood to line it, and now I've added 3 to 4 inches deep of leaves. All my leaves I've been putting in here. So you would think I'd be done with this. Now underneath here, at least from here down, there's a row of garlic. We'll see if it makes it through and pops up through the leaves. But well, there's one. You see one garlic leaf there, but it'll come through pretty quick. The leaves are more for protection of the garlic over winter, I think. We'll see how. You can see I haven't quite finished. You see where my brother, now I had a pile of charcoal there, and my brother had burnt it all down, and I came back and sifted it, and I've got it in a tub. So I collected my charcoal, and it's in a tub out front. I need to spread it over the garden. It's supposed to help with the nutrients and stuff for the plants. You can see I haven't quite finished. I need to come out and spend an hour, probably an hour, hour and a half, and mow the rest of this and clean this up. But you can see where I've mowed and haven't mowed. So most of the backyard has been mowed and the leaves collected. Here you can see I haven't done it, but here I have a bit. Now I've done the same thing over here, but I haven't put a liner along this side. So maybe I should put a liner, bring out some wood and line the garden to kind of let you know where the garden is. But I've been putting some leaf mulch on top of the garlic. So there's a lot of garlic in here. We'll see what makes it through the winter. But in the spring, it'll be ready to shoot up. Okay, I just wanted you guys to see. I wanted to point out that I still have mustard that I can pick. So here's, this is mustard and curly mustard. One is hot, one isn't. So I'm not sure how much longer the mustard will grow for me, but I also have a mustard down by the fire pit, and different places in my yard you'll see mustard plants. So anyway, if I have a need for mustard, I'll come out and grab it. So this is the sifted chalk ashes. You can see it's not too badly sifted. So that's what it looks like. So I've got about 15 gallons. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this update. I still have a lot of projects to go. Now, if you notice this is just a t-shirt, but it can be a... But what I like about the t-shirt is it covers my ears, and it's fantastic. Keeps me really warm. All you do is you tie the arms behind your head. You know, you put the shirt over your head, and this would be the neck, of course. And here in the States, they're getting real, you know, real 1984 on us. If you notice, the death counts are lower in 2020 than the last 3 years. You know, and all of a sudden there's no flu deaths to speak of. So anyway, I'm not saying people aren't dying. I'm not saying there's not a real virus. But I am saying there's a bit of a hoax involved, and there's a lot of political control going on. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Okay, love you guys. Take your vitamins. Keep well. Bye-bye now.